The 16th of July 1945 was the day when the weapon capable of destroying humanity, the atomic bomb, was being tested for the first time. For the first time in human history, a weapon had been introduced that was going to change the world forever. The physicist who created this atomic bomb, J. Robert Oppenheimer, had no idea that his creation could be so terrifying when he witnessed its devastation with his own eyes. He uttered these historic words, "Why? And how did this atomic bomb push Oppenheimer to the brink of destruction? The man whose efforts led America to victory in World War II, why was he humiliated and disgraced by America in front of the entire world?" Viewers, Oppenheimer accomplished many feats in his lifetime, but he will always be remembered in history as the father of the atomic bomb. Born in 1904, he dreamed of becoming a chemist at just 18 years old, which took him to Harvard. Upon admission, he was unable to attend classes for an entire year due to illness. Yet he completed his four-year degree in just 3 years, alongside becoming a chemist. He also had a keen interest in physics. After graduating from Harvard, he moved to Germany for research in theoretical physics and completed his PhD at a very young age. By nature, he was a reserved person who didn't socialize much and was deeply focused on his research. He returned to the US and immersed himself in his work once again. At that time, he had no connection whatsoever to the atomic bomb. But then, Hitler rose to power in Europe and tasked a few German scientists with creating the world's most powerful weapon. This is where Albert Einstein enters the story. Yes, Einstein recognized the threat posed by Hitler and wrote a letter to American President Roosevelt, urging him to develop a similar weapon. Otherwise, Hitler could gain the upper hand. After reading Einstein's letter, the American president acted swiftly, ordering the military to launch a research project on the atomic bomb. This top-secret project is now known as the Manhattan Project. It is believed that the atomic bomb might never have been developed if Albert Einstein had not written that letter to the American president. Logically, Einstein should have been chosen for the Manhattan Project since he was the one who warned the US government. However, that did not happen. Einstein's German background made the US military suspicious that he might have hidden loyalties. As a result, leadership of the Manhattan Project was handed over to Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer largely agreed with Einstein's views and believed that America needed to develop the atomic bomb. For this secret project, an entire city was built in New Mexico, known as Los Alamos. The US government poured an enormous amount of money into the project, spending a total of $2 billion in 1945, a staggering sum at the time. It became the most important and secretive project in US history. At Los Alamos, approximately 130,000 workers were employed on the Manhattan Project. These individuals were carefully vetted to ensure no information would leak to the outside world. Scientists, technicians, researchers, and even lower-level staff were given strict orders not to discuss the project with anyone, including their families. No one knew each other's real names. Everyone was given a false identity. The security measures were so strict that even official letters did not include the city's name. Letters arriving at Los Alamos were addressed to a fake location and were censored before being sent out. Entry into the project site required a pass, and exit was impossible without clearance. Even the birth certificates of children born in Los Alamos listed only a post office box number, not the city's name. All of this was done to prevent any information about the atomic bomb from leaking. Oppenheimer had already conducted research on nuclear fission before the Manhattan Project. This reaction involves splitting atoms to release an immense amount of energy. The heaviest naturally occurring element, uranium, contains 90 protons and 146 neutrons, making its total atomic mass 238. Scientists discovered that if uranium-238 undergoes a specific process, it produces uranium-235, an extremely unstable element. When a neutron collides with uranium-235, it splits, releasing massive energy and triggering a chain reaction that repeats within microseconds, resulting in a powerful explosion. Comparing a nuclear bomb to a conventional bomb is like comparing an elephant to an ant. To understand its sheer power, consider that one atomic bomb is equivalent to 350 kilotons of TNT. The little boy bomb that devastated Hiroshima has such immense destructive power that if the same level of destruction were attempted with conventional bombs, the US would have needed around 1.5 million tons of TNT, and a manageable amount even today. However, the biggest drawback of using uranium in atomic bombs was that uranium is a naturally occurring element available in limited quantities. Therefore, researchers developed an artificial element more unstable than uranium-235, plutonium-239. The US was in a race against time to complete the project. With World War II ongoing, there was also the fear that Germany might develop the bomb first. Finally, on the 16th of July 1945, the world's first atomic bomb was ready for testing. When it was detonated, the intensity of the explosion shocked the entire world. Oppenheimer and the other scientists who worked on the project were themselves horrified by the weapon they had created. This was the first weapon in human history that could threaten civilization itself. Without fully considering its consequences, the US dropped atomic bombs on the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki the following month. More than 250,000 people lost their lives in these attacks. After these bombings, Japan surrendered to the US, bringing World War II to an end. At this point, one might assume that America rewarded Oppenheimer for his work, perhaps even awarding him the Nobel Prize. But that was not the case. Oppenheimer expressed deep remorse over the destruction his creation had caused, as hundreds of thousands of innocent people had perished. This event shattered him internally, and he began withdrawing from the world. Had he wanted, he could have played a crucial role in shaping America's military power further. However, his reluctance made him a sensitive target. Various US agencies started keeping a close watch on him. Then, in 1949, the Soviet Union unexpectedly detonated its first atomic bomb, catching the US by surprise. They had no idea how the Soviets had acquired nuclear technology so quickly. Suspicion immediately fell on Oppenheimer, as his girlfriend had been a member of the Communist Party, and his wife had also previously been associated with it. Since the American Communist Party had close ties with the Soviet Union, many believed that Oppenheimer might have leaked secrets. Although Oppenheimer had no interest in politics and denied any ties to communism or the Soviet Union, an inquiry was launched against him. Despite a lack of evidence, he was found guilty, stripped of his security clearance, and banned from all government projects. Albert Einstein and the scientific community protested this decision, but nothing changed. For the next several years, Oppenheimer lived in silence, staying away from government work. Then, in 1961, when John F. Kennedy became the US president, he offered to hold a fair tribunal to restore Oppenheimer's security clearance. However, by then, Oppenheimer had lost interest and refused the offer. Recognizing Oppenheimer's contributions, Kennedy honored him with America's highest scientific award, but it was too late. Oppenheimer was diagnosed with cancer and passed away in 1966. His ashes were scattered on a beach in the Virgin Islands, now known as Oppenheimer Beach. We hope you enjoyed this Discover TV video. Please like and share, and thank you for your kind comments. See you in the next amazing video.